Once upon a time when things were right, normal, this guy named Adam had a perfect relationship with his father. And Adam, like, all in the garden by himself. And the father decided, you know what? I want to start, I'm tired, I can't keep making children from the earth with my hand. Because if I do, I'll have time. It's just going to get worse. I don't have time. So I'm going to take my son, I'm going to give him some, what do they call that stuff when they put you to sleep for surgery?
Anesthetic?
I'm going to give him some anesthetic, but it's spiritual anesthetic. And I'm going to take one of his ribs and create a woman from the man, from my son. So he said, hey, son, come here. Meet me tomorrow at lunchtime. I'm going to give you a woman because I need you to start making some babies. I ain't got time to keep making human beings with my hand from the dust of the earth. He's like, all right, Dad, I'll be there. So on Tuesday morning, he showed up for 9 a.m. surgery. So the father gave him some spiritual anesthesia and put him to sleep. He put his hand down in there without having to cut him open and snatched out a rib and created a woman named Eve. When he created this woman, he said, all right, Adam, wake up. Wait in the surgery area for a minute until you overcome the spiritual anesthesia. And when Adam woke up, this female was laying next to him. He was like, Father, who is that? Oh, that's your wife. Oh, really? What do you want to name her? And he looked at her, and he thought, Bertha, Evelyn, Olivia, Mary. And then he thought the name Eve. Oh, let's do Eve. I'll name her Eve. It's easy to spell, and I can remember it. So he named her Eve. And so Adam and the father said, okay, now you can go back to the garden and take Eve with you. You have someone to play with. So they went back in. So now Adam has a relationship with his father. Eve has a relationship with her husband. She had no other choice but to obey her husband. And she was okay with that. No problem, no psycho thinking, no female issues, right? And so one day, this serpent came along. And long story short, he tried to mess with Adam, but Adam like, get out of here. Get behind me, Satan. He said, all right, I'm going to go for your wife. I'm going to get her to cheat on you. You're like, what the? So he told Eve, you know what, Eve? Adam is a misogynist. He is a Jewish supremacist. Because God was Jewish, I think. And don't listen to him. And she was like, no, that's my husband. No, senor, no. He's like, all right, I'll be back tomorrow. You smoke on that, Eve. I'll come back tomorrow. He planted the seed. And she went home and said, oh, I saw Satan down in the garden there today. He told me he tried to get me to go against you. But I told him, no, I'm going to obey my husband. And so he's like, cool, Eve, I like that. You're supposed to obey me. And she's like, I love you because you love your father, and your love is real. And so he's like, cool. They got a good night rest. So the next day, Eve went out, maybe a month or so later, and met Satan again. He's like, hey, Eve, what's up? He was like, did you think about what I told you? You're married to a misogynist man who thinks he's better than you. He tried to get you to obey him. You can have it's your body, your choice. You can do your own thing. You can be equal to him. You can no longer, you won't have to listen to him if you listen to me. And Eve like, oh, okay, that sounds nice. You may be right. He does want me to wash the dishes. He want me to stay home and have babies. What? I want a job. He's like, all right, eat this apple, and when you wake up, you're going to be like a man. She ate the apple. She woke up, and she hated her husband. She was like, what? I don't love that man. What was wrong with me? I must have been on pot or peyote. So I think peyote came before pot. And she went back home. Adam like, hey, is my dinner ready? What dinner? I ain't making you no dinner. Is you crazy? Now she can't even speak English. Is you crazy? He's like, well, what happened? Well, I'm equal to you. You can't tell me what to do. And he couldn't believe it. He's like, Eve, what have you done? You listen to the serpent. He will divide us. Whatever, she said. So Eve went out and started doing her own thing. Started slutting around and wearing short skirts and booty pants and shaking her butt around Satan. And then she went home one night and did the same thing to Adam. Adam like, what the? She's like, you can have this if you believe me. Don't listen to your daddy. Your daddy trying to make you be right. Your daddy want you to have a sober mind. He wants you to watch. He want to create love through you. Don't listen to your daddy. Listen to me, and you can have all this. And Adam's like, oh, that sounds kind of interesting. And so he believed her. He went for it. And he fell away from his father because he believed the woman who believed the serpent. And so the serpent became the woman's daddy, her God, and the woman became Adam's God because he believed it to the lie. And so one day, the father realized, oh, I haven't seen my son in a couple months. He's like, let me get up and after I have my cafe mocha this morning, I'm going to go look for him. Go over to his house, out in the garden to see what he's up to. And so Adam, he went and looked for him after his cafe mocha. And he's like, Adam. And Adam heard the voice of his father. He heard the footsteps coming, and he ran and hid. He's like, Adam, why are you hiding from your father? You never done this before. Adam like, what the? And Adam, well, I had to hide because I'm naked. He's like, what are you doing naked? You're a virgin. Not anymore. Adam, what have you done? You listen to the woman. The woman shall be your God, and Satan shall be her God. And Adam, you're going to have to sweat now. You're going to have to get a job, buddy. You got to go. Get your own job, get your own apartment, and maybe buy some land out yonder somewhere. You leaving the garden. You leaving here. He was like, well, where am I going to go? Where am I going? I don't know. I don't care. You leaving here. And you're going to sweat by your brows. Eyebrows. Oh, God, I got to work. I ain't never had to work. And then he said, shut up, woman. You're going to have some babies for Adam, and you're going to suffer during birth. You're going to suffer until you can't suffer no more. Your punishment is birth. She's like, oh, Lord, I didn't mean it. I was just playing. The devil told me I could be like a God. I could be like Adam. And he threw him out of the garden.